now beaming into Nerd FT Radio.
This is Nerd FT Radio, where nerds full-time, explorers of the metaverse, surfers of the blockchain, and not in our mom's basement. I'm your host, RSG, aka Based Head Flipper, and I'm here with Crypto Crier, aka the Arc Leader. Crier,
what's up, buddy?
How are you?
Doing good,
I'm good, man. I did want to say for the people watching on YouTube, you can see it here. I have my brand new One Piece hat. I did want to go ahead and take a little shout out to that because I'm on like episode
like whatever, like 700,
500 and like 40 right now. So super
Crushing
awesome
them.
stuff. Yeah, I'm crushing through this show. This is truly an incredible show. But let's get away from the nerd stuff on that side of things and let's get into the nerd stuff of the blockchain, of NFTs.
Right.
And we got some news here. One of the big news topics that we have here, and let's just go straight into it, Crier. It's one of your favorite games that you've played for some time now, and it's PUBG. Is PUBG making the jump into Web3?
Making the switcheroo from 2 to 3.
Ooh, so let's hear it, Crier. What's going on? PUBG's trying to make a comeback because we all know that most of these battle royale games, they literally just looked at PUBG, said, wow, this is really good. Let's make it better. They made it better. Yeah. And then now here we are, and PUBG's like in last place.
100%. Yeah, PUBG was one of my favorites. We've been playing it forever. Me and shout out to High Profit. He's a big, me and him go way back on the PUBG. But so they partnered with a company called Banger NFT. So they are a Web3 platform that's integrating. I couldn't get any more Web3 name right there.
None.
But yeah, so they partnered with them to release pretty much like skins and stuff for the PUBG. So looks like there's going to be an alpha test coming up. You can sign up through it through Banger Alpha. The website is I believe it's just Banger. If you search in Banger NFT, you can find it real quick. But so pretty much they're a white label platform that does everything on the NFT side, so you don't have to do anything as the company, and they just start creating the NFT assets for your game or whatever they want. So we've seen this already with a company called Hayden not too long ago that we're working with Epic Games. We're seeing more and more of these companies that are like, you give us the assets, we turn them into NFTs. And I think that's going to be something that's very popular in the next couple of years as gaming comes out farther and farther. But to me, it just shows you where the gaming side of things is going. PUBG they're very innovative. Like they really stepped up. They pretty much bore the battle royale game style gameplay, which is literally pretty much every game has a battle royale now. So their team is definitely up on the up. And I think that them going into NFTs, just showcasing the power. There was already like a big side of Steam marketplace where people were selling and buying the skins because they had like really rare knives and guns and skins like that, just how like any game like CSGO and stuff like that. But making their own through tradable stuff on blockchain just is that one next step. You can get revenue from it as the company, which is something they probably truly need because they are a very small indie company. And that's one of the reasons you said that everyone saw their idea, stole it, and then upgraded it really. Yeah, because it was pretty much a small team, but they still have 285 million daily players or something crazy like that. Very popular. So I think this can be a kind of a sign that can show traditional gamers why NFTs are important. The whole plan is to not have any cost for them. They're going to be earned just how you would their regular skins in the game. And then it's just going to be able to trade them. So again, there's going to be none of that NFT Web3 play to earn crap. It's just going to be, here's skins that you've earned. You're not even going to know it's different. Now they're NFTs. So I think that's going to see that a lot more also.
No, I definitely agree, Crier. Again, when you see, again, use the example of Epic Games, they understand this is coming and they're finding a way to do it so that it not only are they integrating into Web3, the blockchain, the whole nine, but they're 100%. Also trying to find a way to do it without, and all of these companies are doing it. If you're trying to get into the space, just do this and probably clip this as well. Just don't use the word NFT. Go into it. You're using the blockchain, you're using crypto, whatever the case may be, but trying to find ways to use the technology behind the blockchain to make your product better. If it's a video game, if it's writing contracts, if it's whatever the process that you have in your business, that's typically what you want to go ahead and do here. Again, this is incredible technology that can help advance not only on the sense of like the product itself and the company, but allow your community, not your fans, not your audience, your community to have a skin in the game and do things that they enjoy and bring value not only to you as a company, but also to them as well. So when we see someone like PUBG or an Epic Games go this route, it should be very exciting. And not only for the blockchain, but specifically for just overall gaming. And hopefully the thing that we always say, Crier, is it's not going to be called Web3 gaming in the future. It's literally just
gaming,
going to be called gaming.
And again, this is like the first couple steps into that realm of the collectibles are there. They're no different from the previous ones. Now it's just you can own them in a separate wallet. We know the difference, but most people will not. And it will probably just be a third-party marketplace that they're able to trade them on. Something look like GameStop actually gets their shit together. They become like a hub for the gaming world of trading those in-game NFTs between third parties or something like that. So they're, and again, like people can enforce royalties across their contracts or however the company wants to do it. But there's definitely a lot of money left on the table when people aren't collecting royalties from a game. We've talked about this multiple times where think of just how much money Blizzard has missed out on because all of their games have multiplayer trading. Diablo 2 used to have like an auction house that quickly got removed because there was that gambling aspect. There was issues with it. This NFT stuff can replace that because, again, they could have the marketplace doesn't have to be with them. They can just outsource it to a third-party company, which is what PUBG is doing, and have those assets built completely on chain for them through a different company. And they rely and they do all the legwork. So if we see more of these companies jumping on that bandwagon, I think it will appear faster than we might even expect. So I think this is something to definitely keep an eye on.
No, I definitely agree. The one thing I will say that, and we've seen this in the PFP realm of things on the NFT side, as well as just any type of NFT where there's the pseudo swap, the X2Y2, the looks rare, all these other places where royalties are optional. And of course, when we all first thought about, hey, let's get into NFTs, and one of those sell points of this is truly remarkable, and you'll see Mark Cuban talk about it and all these like massive people, the royalty aspect.
Power of
and
royalties,
when I first got into it, and I always say this, I thought that the royalties were baked into the contract, and finding
100%.
out later down the road that it's not is the part where I'm like, because then I see this happening where they do this royalty thing. And you see this with PFP projects where they go, they launch on OpenSea. And the next step for them would be, hey, we have to go really quickly. The looks rare, X2Y2, like the main ones to lock in those royalties. Because if they don't do it at the same time, they could lose out on some royalties. So where I see an issue here, and hopefully this is where we see people that create these contracts, if it's West Coast NFT, if it's all these other big props and all these other, what's the one that everyone uses right now for their open edition? Like
Manifold,
Manifold, Zora. All these companies like this, if they see this and they're like, hey, if we can find a way to bake in those royalties that are just automatically sent or whatever the case may be, I really do think that this goes away. But for those individuals that are coming into the space, the Activision, or excuse me, I can't say Activision anymore, Epic Games, Microsoft, PUBG, all these people, I do see an awakening for them once they launch everything and they think they got something, and then the pseudo swap or all these other marketplaces come in. I want to see where there's going to be a shakeup there, because they're going to be like, you're not allowed to do this, or will it be marked if you sell it somewhere on a different marketplace? Can it be flagged and not used in said game?
In the game or something like that?
I think that could also happen. So again, on the side of us, for the last year, pretty much being in this cub market, bear market, whatever the heck you want to call it, hopefully there's been those innovators and those builders that see a problem like you see it here on the royalty side of it, and maybe there can be a solution for all of this. So again, super excited for what could happen in the realm of gaming.
That's
trading,
something
buying,
that Gabriel
selling.
Ladion is trying to step out and overtake. He said it was something about royalties being like a centerpiece of his contracts that he's going to release to the public coming out after the whole football and Super Bowl
release that he has the mint.
So.
No, absolutely. Again, I do see it where big companies that come into the space, they're going to mess up there and they're going to be like, oh crap, this is a scam, or they're going to go to the extreme saying, if you do it, or we find out that you did it somewhere else and not on this said marketplace, we will flag it. You're not able to use it. I'm just giving you the fair warning right now. That's probably going to happen. Hopefully it doesn't. But let's try to see what we're able to go ahead and do there. But again, we did just go ahead and mention Manifold and Crier. Unless you've been living under a rock and not on Twitter, how many open editions are going on? Thousands of millions.
I followed like a Manifold bot that tells you like when a edition was releasing. It's just constant notifications.
Constant little ones, big ones.
Yeah.
Like Ghost, I just minted 3. Probably shouldn't have, but hey, let's see what happens. By the way, on my bingo card, I really need to put every single time an NFT project does really well at mint for the founder to say something really stupid right after the mint. It just always happens. They say something that they shouldn't have, and they should have said something completely different. Here's another example. Don't say, let's enjoy the moment. Literally, like, that's not what people want to hear. They want to hear, hey, what's the next big thing? But again, to each his own. Shout out to him for Ghost, the whole team for a very successful drop. No complaints on that side. Just more the sense of you know me, I'm a type of person. It's a plan. You should, once you mint out, what's next, and let's keep it going. Or at least
he's definitely been on more of the art side though, not like the roadmap plan.
Absolutely.
Side,
so no, I definitely.
And a lot of these
Manifold
ones are specifically open editions of popular artists with no use case or no utility in the future.
Exactly.
Just artwork, and mint. The whole like burn and mint mechanic is
that's what I was about to say.
New artwork that they're going to release for you. Just how the Crypto Painter one is burn 20 queens to be featured in an artwork piece that's with you and your wife or something like that. That was,
by the way, I did burn to the PFP, I think it was called, and I have the Cool Cat one so like I'm one of 100 Cool Cats that later down the road might be in his artwork with my Cool Cat. Be on the lookout for that. But I did what you just mentioned, the burn mechanism aspect of all of this. We've definitely seen it in multiple projects. For example, Gutter, where you were able to burn your DNA with a Gutter asset and then create something else or whatever the case may be. Now we're seeing in these open editions where people are minting a bunch, sitting in silence for free, or just a 0.05, like 0.03, whatever. And then a few weeks, days, maybe even months out of nowhere, they go, hey, by the way, those people that kept holding on, I'm burning those for something else. There's actually, oh man, I forgot who it was. If I'm not mistaken, it was Yes, it was Vinny that did a NFT drop like literally a year ago.
Yeah, it was over a year ago.
And let's say in the last week, he went ahead and said, hey, if you had this, burn it and you get something new. So I really do see not only this open edition meta, burning mechanism meta, only staying on the side of what's going on now, but I really do see some of these projects, if it's any of our favorite projects from Doodles, Cool Cats, Dead Fellas, Cool Mans, Bored Ape, all these projects that have multiple like little NFTs that they dropped on the side. We also saw it, by the way, on the Cool Man side of it with the Jar Dude, where you're able to burn for something. So again, I really do see a lot of these projects, specifically, hopefully, Cool Cats, because I have like 30 side NFTs of Cool Cats where this is an opportunity to burn for something else, to give an advantage for those people that have been there in your ecosystem. Exactly. And I'm very biased because I literally have all of it and I want to do something with it. So very biased on my side. But let me ask you this. Yeah, go ahead.
Massively pumped just because Manifold itself added the burn mechanic to their platform.
To the website. Exactly.
Yeah. So now everyone is, it's
easy. Remember when we talk about simplicity, if you make it easy for the individual, game over.
How many times have I used Manifold in the past year comparatively to like the past 2 months, like the past month or whatever? I've probably used it like 3 times now. I've used it like 20 times because everyone's like, here's a free mint, here's a free mint, here's a free mint, here's a free mint. So you are getting just a lot of use. It's awesome. I think it's super awesome to see contracts being created. It makes it super simple for people if you don't actually know what you're doing on the contract side. There's a lot of tools that you can do. Talked about chat GPT and the AI route. Like I was able to create contracts for a smart contract through that by spending like 30, 40 minutes learning how to type a prompt correctly for it to spit out a proper Solidity contract. Or you can use stuff like Manifold. There's Zora. There's a bunch of them out there. So if you're like a budding artist, there's definitely a lot of options for people to make it pretty simple on you, especially if you're just dropping like single pieces of art.
No, I definitely agree. Let me ask you, Crier, what is the last Manifold NFT drop that you minted?
Me? I did the one called Checks. It was like,
I did see that one.
$8 and to get verified, and they send you like a 16 by 16 check box with all different colors of checks that you can get from Twitter. And then you can in the future they're going to have a burn mechanic where you're getting like less and less checks until you find the one that you want or whatever. I'm not super sure how the mechanics will work, but I got like 10 of them just to see what happens.
Oh, awesome. On my end, like I said before, I did go ahead and mint not 1, not 2, not 3, or actually 3 of the Ghost NFTs. I almost went to 4, right? That was Nate. Shout out to Nate. He minted 4. He minted red, blue, yellow, and an extra red, if I'm not mistaken. But the last one I did go ahead and mint was Ghost. It was 0.1. It was only open for 10 minutes. I did like that aspect. It was very short timing. The only other one I saw was like an hour once, and all the other ones like a few days and all these things. But super cool what's going on. Let's see what is going to happen with all of these. And a lot of them, if I'm not mistaken, 2,700 for the red. I'll tell you actually right now. 2,700 for the red, 2,700 for the blue, and 2,500 for the yellow.
Nice. So,
and they're around 50% ownership on all across the board.
I mean, that's
for all three.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. But again,
that's a nice. I do that whole like very short time frame to mint stuff because
I agree.
Makes it to be where this is a collectible. Like now, this is if you get like 24. I get 24 days to mint out my open edition. We see that with a lot of stuff.
We saw that with crypto.
Oh yeah,
crypto
like
payment.
Gutter did it, or I saw with a couple of them. We were like, who cares then? No one's gonna collect them because it's open edition. The people who bought them and collected them, they're not going to flip. They're not going to make money or anything like that.
Time is valued here. If you make things exclusive, if you make things go quick, but also when we talk about this, the quickness and everything like that, this is where a lot of people, if you're not paying attention and you're not safe and secure here, you can get your assets literally wiped. So be very cautious if this is the next wave where a lot of people are going to drop their open edition. Make sure it's on Metafold. Make sure it's Manifold, and make sure it's on the specific Twitter. Always check in if it's with a friend, or just literally go to the NRN Discord. Someone will check for you and help you out. We are there to help you as well. Crier.
So
I know we can't say Happy New Year anymore, but we got to talk about the video games that are coming out. That's pretty much what we have. Yeah, this is pretty big games coming out. I know that the last year we've had incredible games on the sense of, by the way, guys, we're talking Web 2 games. I'll give a little prediction at the end of my Web 3 games of the year, and Crier, you will too. But let's go ahead and go into what we know right now, because of course we're not there just yet with Web3 games to the level that we're at with all these others. And this is where we're going to go ahead and nerd out a little bit at the end of the show, because I have to know Crier's top games, because like I said, incredible stuff coming out this year. Crier, give me your top 3 games that you're most excited about.
Number 1, no brainer. Diablo 4 is coming out in June. That's like my all-time favorite game. Diablo 2 I still play that game sometimes. It's incredible. Yeah, that's definitely number 1. Number 2 is probably going to be Zelda for sure. Zelda, I was a huge Breath of the Wild
Tears of the
fan.
Kingdom. Okay.
Yeah, and it looks really good. It looks like the similar gameplay, very open world. I'm super pumped about that. And then the last one is a toss-up. Arc 2 is really cool looking. I'm a big fan of Arc. I played that a ton.
You're the Arc leader.
Survival. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was the Arc. Yeah, we getting back in before it comes out. And then what was the other one? Oh, the Dune. I'm a big Dune guy. It looks like there's going to be like a Dune open world MMO style one. I'm a big fan of the Frank Herbert Brooks, and I really like the world of their ideas and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a really cool place to see an MMO. So exciting.
Okay.
About you, man?
So
what you got?
On my end, this is what we got. Very similar on one side, and it has to be Zelda. I think Zelda is going to be my number 1. That comes out May 12th, and a lot of rumors are saying that's literally the only massive game coming out for Nintendo Switch, meaning that we might be seeing the successor of the Switch coming out very soon as well. I think this will be the last year, and they're going to start marketing if it's a Switch Pro, if it's a brand new console, people want to see if Nintendo can compete with Xbox and PlayStation with these consoles that literally can run like a PC. So there's that on one side. I am very excited for Zelda. Number 2, it's going to be the sequel of Fallen Order, Star Wars. It's called Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So very excited to go ahead and go into that universe again. That Fallen Order was phenomenal. Super hard game, by the way. So super hard, as well as a lot of fun to go ahead and
Jedi
play.
Dark Souls or something like that. It was
exactly with direction, by the way. Very nice. Thank you.
Dark Souls had directions. That was just the Elden Ring one that didn't have directions.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. But all right, number 3, and this is the sleeper for me. And again, you're a very big fan of this company or game as well, and it's Hades 2. We saw a trailer a few weeks ago for Hades 2. I cannot wait for that game. That literally changed my perspective on video games, like those types of games, at least for myself. I enjoyed it so much.
Are really fun. Got a lot of replayability.
Exactly. It's Hades was the perfect Nintendo Switch game for me. It was on handheld, like so much fun. I played it on the Xbox afterwards, great, but it just didn't feel like what it was for the Switch. Sure. The honorable mention here for a lot of people and for you guys to be excited about, I did want to go ahead and say the Harry Potter game that's coming out.
Oh yeah.
That's coming out this year.
Cool.
I will personally say I'll wait like a week and not be the guinea pig on this one to see if my friends like it. Because we just haven't had an incredible Harry Potter game. Like, I mean,
if there is a world that could be cool as fuck,
it's Harry Potter. Absolutely
done so well, but it could also be like just so disappointing,
so bad. That's number 1 on the list of the honorable mention. Number 2, the Suicide Squad, the game, is coming out this year as well. Number 3, this is another sleeper of mine. Did you ever play Dead Island? The zombie.
I did.
That was by far.
Is it like Left 4 Dead?
It's not. I love
Left 4 Dead.
It was more jokey. It was more jokey, exactly. Okay, but Dead Island, the first one, shout out to Cope Dealer, him and I, as well as on the Left 4 Dead side, we just love zombie games and we had so much fun. So very excited to see Dead Island 2 coming out. We do have an Assassin's Creed coming out this year as well. Obviously, wearing the hat, there's a One Piece game coming out. I also will not be the guinea pig there because first off, I just don't want anything ruined. A lot of people are telling me that I already watched the arc that this game's on, but still want to keep on going on that. And the other game that I did want to go ahead and say that's coming out is Hollow Knight. Is this the second one, if I'm not mistaken?
I think so.
The third? The second?
I think that was the second one because they had a couple of like expansion packs for the first one, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right on that side. So again, this year is jam packed with games. On the
doesn't say 2, it just says Silk Song, so it could just be additional.
But we're getting we're getting Hollow Knight, and I've been told I actually bought it and never played it, and I have to play it.
So good.
Yeah,
if you like the Zelda really or something like that, it's like that puzzles plus like difficult. It's fun.
No, absolutely. Again, I'm super excited for all the games that are coming out now on the side of Web3. Obviously, this is a NFT blockchain podcast, so I have to ask you, Crier, of all the games, which is like 7, which one are you most excited about for 2023?
Even though I lost my entire ass on DeFi Kingdom, I'm still super excited. They have gameplay coming out that looks super. Just like super interesting to me. Like the reason I got so deep into it to begin with was because there's the depth and complexity of the breeding, which something was missing. A lot of that was missing from Axes. There's a lot of really interesting stuff. They have they hired a completely different company to make like the game portion of it. So they're doing all the assets for blockchain. They've done a really good job creating all this stuff. But there's going to be an additional company. They had a AMA with them not too long ago, and I was super impressed with all their stuff. They're building like a really tight lore that was just like, I don't know, really well thought out. There's a lot of stuff going into it, so I'm very excited about it. It's still going to be not like graphic intensive and crazy or anything like that. It's going to be something like a Final Fantasy type game, but I'm really excited about it. I think the gameplay will be really good.
And do you have a sleeper of Web3 gaming this year? Well, actually, would that be your sleeper? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, because they're
so what's
dead.
your give me your other top one. Give me your other top one. Come on.
You just want me to say Illuvium.
I'm not trying to say it, but yes, you probably should say
Illuvium looks really
that
good.
should be on our top of our list.
We've been talking about it a couple weeks.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. I played the beta a little bit. Super awesome. But I will say the sleeper, because literally everyone just forgot about it. It's great. It has to be great.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah.
100%.
I don't know if it's coming out this year, though, is it?
We're getting some beta testing, so I'm excited for it. If it's just
either way,
side.
I'm going to be very excited. I love old, Western type style games anyways. Red Dead Redemption was amazing.
R.I.P. to Westworld, by the way. R.I.P.
Yeah, exactly. Westworld style.
Man,
no, I would definitely think
they did that to us.
Sons of bitches.
Unbelievable. All right, and to close this show out, Crier. What is Westworld? We probably should. We should dedicate some time for that. But I have to ask you one more very important question.
What is it?
What's the movie you're most excited for 2023 coming out? Is it Marvel? Is it Impossible?
I haven't been following on the movie. I feel like movies have just been falling their asses. Like,
no, they have not. You're crazy.
You're on something. I feel like the games produce in quality versus the movies have produced since 2020.
You're
like
crazy.
Pandemics are like way worse.
This is ridiculous. Just to let all the other people, the moviegoers that are not listening to Crier, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Into the Spider-Verse is coming out, Ant-Man, we have Indiana Jones, we have Mission Impossible Part 1, we have what is it called? Fast and Furious, Fast and Furious 27. I'm not excited.
Those are all just like entertaining though. I'm talking about like good movies here, bro.
Oppenheimer, the one about the atomic bomb, that's coming out. That should be that sounds good. Very great cast. The lead role, I forgot his name, but I want him to be Dr. Doom. And again, super awesome movies on that side as well as on the show side. Some great stuff, but for the boy RSG, he's gonna say everything Marvel. So very excited for everything Marvel coming out this year. Shout out to the gang over there. I actually did go ahead and see Black Adam once again. Still holds up. What a great movie.
I've heard so many people bashing it lately too. I'm like,
it's ridiculous.
Did you not enjoy
it? It was just fun. It was a great fun movie. Dr. Fate crushed it.
And
and just
someone was talking about how he woke up from that and he knew English. It's fucking cares. Like,
ridiculous. I actually wait. Time out. He has a point there. How the heck did this guy know English? But
I know, but like whatever. Like obviously,
but I'm gonna just tell you how he knew English. He literally was like poofed away and got magic from a freaking wizard. You don't think the wizard gave him a little perk of speaking whatever language he wanted? Come on, let's be real here. We're talking about magic, superheroes,
lightning balls
in a movie.
You want?
Like you're not gonna know English. Come on. But that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you so much for stopping by for another episode of Nerd NFT Radio. And we will both catch you guys later this week for another episode for more nerd stuff. And we're going to keep on building brick by brick. Peace. Right. That wasn't good either. Damn it. Goodbye.